Now we know that there's a very high prevalence in certain population groups, that's the Afrikaner population, the Jewish and the Indian populations of South Africa. We have one of the highest prevalences in the world of heterozygous FH in the region of 1 in 80. But we have very little knowledge of the presence of familial hypercholesterolemia in the African population, not only in South Africa, but in fact the whole of the African continent. So we've been involved in a project called Find FH, which is a project of cascade testing or screening family members of patients with a clinical diagnosis of FH. And we reported on 800 patients that have been screened as part of this program. We have found the common founder mutations in many of these patients, but also several new mutations. And the interesting part of this data is that we discovered 20 patients that had 2 mutations in the LDL receptor, so they actually have a milder form of homozygous FH. We have also been trying to enroll patients of African descent, so that's black Africans. Unfortunately, because of cascade testing, it's very hard to identify these patients, but we have enrolled about 20 patients, black Africans, and we have found mutations in the LDL receptor in this patient population. So it's really just the start of what we hope is a much bigger study to really try and identify patients, black African patients with familial hypercholesterolemia, to get an idea of the prevalence of familial hypercholesterolemia on the African continent.